Martinsville, and we're here in the ARCA Series, first race of the week. I'm back after a couple days off for the holidays. Hope everyone had a good Christmas. I'm going to record qualifying this time. I had some requests to show qualifying, so we're going to do that. 12 to 1 on the ratio. I'm going to move these to 63%. I don't know why I didn't just do that in the garage. Actually, you know what? No, we'll just run this. This is fine. This is what I practice with. I need to make sure I can run laps with it. Yeah, I'm not the best at qualifying, and I'm not the best at qualifying. That's usually why I don't show it, but also because there's a lot of dead space with a lot of waiting after you get done, usually, or after I get done. But we'll see what we can do here. Just trying to get nice and smooth, get on the gas early. This isn't going to be a very good lap, I don't think. Looking for a sub 20. Well, 19.8. I'll freaking take that. Good grief. See where that's going to put us. Fast people were in the 19.5s. Oh yeah, we're 10th. We're way off. And a big push on exit of 4, and we're going to be real slow. Oh well. Well, 19.6. We're still 2/10 off. Car number 6. Qualifying really important, and look at that. That's why I don't show qualifying. It's basically useless. But we'll just be hoping to survive. I don't think I've actually done this combo. I know I've run USA in the ARCA car a lot. Free track. I don't think I've done this one. It's going to be tough to pass. It's going to be hard for me. I'm not good at Martinsville generally. But we have Connor in here again. Austin, Shane, Brandon, they're all qualified next to each other. Mike, Matthew, and Gavin. Gavin's qualifying right in front of me. Jordan in here. Lower strength of field this week because I imagine most people are still on vacation with the families and whatnot. Shane wasn't far off his personal best, but we qualified bad. We're got a lot of work to do, starting 14th. If we can just survive, I hope we can make some positions up, but I don't know. We got 55 laps. This one might be tough. This guy's got a spotter. We got a guy from Texas with a 400 ping. He's about to drop out. And there he goes. Biggest thing here is just going to be not overdriving entry and losing the rear end, which is why I set it to 60 and then moved it up 3%. I probably should have just ran like 70 something for qualifying here, because long run you want more turn on entry as the tires wear, but for qualifying that doesn't matter. But we'll see. We're gonna have to wait another minute unless these people all, well, I probably won't advance even if they all did it because Diego lagged out. I'm 3/10 off. They are running 19.5s. I thought maybe the track weather was different for practice. There'd be 19.6s. But we are way back here. Not the week to be number 6. Definitely would want a higher strength of field so we could be like number 15 or something and not be too bad. Good luck to Shane. Hope I can make my way up to him. He's up in the top 8. Look at this, a 6.84 for Austin, a 6.88 for Shane, and a 6.89 for Jordan. That's pretty close right there. Like everyone from second, I mean, we're all on top of each other. I'm way far off, but everyone from second to 13th, very, very close. Not even a 10th between them. Well, actually, yeah. About a 10th between them. But we're going to have to find something. I don't know. We will see. Grid is up. And did Diego get back in here? He did. And his ping is now 80, so a lot better for him. Wait, I need to double check. Don't start yet.
Pit road is closed.
Alright, we're good. Let's head and make sure. Change that to drivers. Let's put this to 63. Maybe starting back here, we're not going to get run over. Maybe. Did the 5 qualify? Probably not. No. So we got a bunch of people behind us that didn't qualify because we were so slow.
Good luck, everybody.
We got Gavin there on the outside.
Good luck.
Matthew right in front of us.
Good luck, my man.
Good luck to all of us.
I need one clean race. That's all I need.
Top 10, I would be
You're in
happy
the wrong
with top
spot
10
for that.
if we could figure that out somehow. But that's going to be
Dude,
tough.
I freaking missed the Charlotte race the hour prior, and that race would have pushed me over the edge.
Let's make sure all this
But
is
here I am.
off.
I'm going to ride my ass in dead last. Hope I don't get run over.
This guy's just here for the safety rating at Martinsville, so you know that's going to work out.
So let's be smart out there.
Get it into first. Let's get going. Just nobody dive bomb me 3 wide, please. Please. Yeah, short run, especially at the short tracks, Bristol, Martinsville. I don't have very good short run speed for qualifying or a late race restart, but long run I can do okay. But Martinsville's just not my track anyway.
I sort of wish these cars had horns.
Definitely going to be stacked up on the bottom to start with, especially the first couple corners. Hopefully we don't, like I said, hopefully we don't get run over. Any tap in the rear is just going to completely spin us around, and I'm going to hope to not do that to the guy in front of me. We've got the brakes at 63%. We can move those all the way back to 57 if we need later, not right now. Man, I don't even see Shane. Oh, wait, yeah, I do. He's up there in the number 11. Different kind of paint scheme. Same Coke Zero for him. I think he's got Brandon behind him.
Get ready.
Alright.
Pace cars in.
Can we survive? Can we be competitive? Is this going to be a massive wreck fest? Who knows?
Green, green, green.
Man, they're waiting a long time. Top line got stacked up big time.
Got one outside. All clear, all clear.
Okay. Do we sneak the nose on Matthew? Looks like he's giving it to us.
Stay low.
Alright. Made up a couple spots, I think. Dragging the wall up there. Jeff Gordon.
Stay low.
Got Mike in front of us.
Still there. Hold your line.
Almost contact.
Still there. Hold your line.
Mike going wide. We'll stick our nose down there. He's just going to keep coming.
Stay low.
We'll survive it though. See if we can clear Matthew at some point.
Stay low.
Never got the outside call when I was underneath Mike, though we did have Matthew on the outside the whole time. Surprised he kept coming down there. We were on his inside. I think we're up to 13th now. That's good. Better than where we started. Need to be careful on that right front. I don't know. Not good at saving tires at this place either. But mostly tire heat. I usually run 14-to-1 ratio on the bigger tracks just to give myself a little bit more help saving, but I usually use 12-1 at the track shorter than a mile, since it's mostly about tire heat and not wear. But we got a little gap to Matthew now. Let's see if we can figure out a way to get around Mike, though I don't even know if I can catch back up to him. See Brandon up there in the number 7. That was a good run, I felt like. Jeff Gordon trying to dive it underneath him. We got Matthew, Gavin, and then a big gap. Whoops. Don't hit him. That'll wreck him. Need to try and get him off the corner somehow. He's running that middle line through the corners, which is kind of throwing me off. How are we going to make a move? I don't know. Do we look to his inside, maybe scare him up somehow? Him cutting down middle of the corner is really freaking me out. So I'm on the bottom trying to gas up and he's cutting down. I don't want to wreck him. He's got a big gap to Gordon now. He's dive bombing Brandon, shoving him out of the way. I don't want to do that kind of move if I can help it. Right on his inside. Do we look? Do we look low? We're not really there. Jeff Gordon dive bombing Jordan. And now he's getting spun.
One outside. All clear, all clear. Go low.
Well, there's a couple spots. Not sure what happened. I think he washed up Jeff Gordon into Brandon. That's unfortunate for him. Let's see if we
My
can pull
bad,
back up.
that's all on me.
Or Brandon got in the back of him. Can we pull back away from Matthew? Let's hope so. We're up to 11th now. I wouldn't be disappointed with that after our qualifying. I'm glad we were able to dodge that low. We were going to have nowhere to go if they rolled back down. Caught back up to Mike. Can we get around him and try and catch Jordan? Don't know. We're definitely faster. We caught him by a lot. He just overshot the corner. No idea how I'm going to get around him though, if he keeps doing that cut down. Get into the wall. It's like we catch up to him and then we can't do anything after that. We're just stuck behind him. I can't get any good runs to get a run underneath him. Still feel okay on the brakes. I don't feel like I need to move them back yet, but we got a long ways to go still. Shane's up in 8th, 3 seconds ahead of us. We got a gap to Gavin behind us. But we did have to check up for a wreck. We're overdriving it. That was a good exit. We are catching Jordan, I think. I think he's got to the back of that group up there, and then they're getting stacked up.
We have a slow car up high.
Slow car up high.
Oops.
That is 4th position up there, the guy in 3rd place, the 14. Wonder what happened there. Maybe he got loose on entry and just saved it, lost all that ground. I got no idea how I'm going to get around Mike. I need to get a run, but I have not been able to. He just might hold me off the whole time here. And if so, good race. 14's looking really loose. We're catching him. I think he's burned up his tires already. I'm getting loose. Look on his inside, but we are not there yet. Big gap behind us. 5 cars just past Gavin. Putting so much wheel into it, it's crazy. Alright, I need to back it up a little bit. I think I'm pushing it a bit too hard right now. And that's the wall. Not gonna hurt us too much. Thankfully. Needs more mistakes by these guys up ahead of us. Otherwise, I don't know if we're going to get anything else. I don't really like the gearing on this setup either. It's like 4th gear gets so bogged down, but it's still chipping out. I don't know. I guess it's ideal. Wouldn't think you'd be shifting these cars.
Alright, we're halfway.
14 just got the wall, I think. People are getting past up ahead. Shane's making a move on the 17, I think. I nearly just hit the wall hard. Need to really calm it down. I'm kind of all over the place here. Mike's just keeping it nice and smooth and doing a good job staying ahead of me. We did pass halfway a few laps ago. Mike's getting loose. Getting into him a little bit accidentally. Though I would like to pass him. Didn't think I was that close to him. You gotta try a higher entry to get a run, but I just same distance behind him each time on corner exit. And we got the 5 coming quick. And I'm in the wall again. Man, can't make a move. 14's in the wall. Just stuck here. 14 is all over the place. See him dart to the right on corner entry. Really fighting the right rear, I guess.
Alright, man, 20 to go. Go get him.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be anything I can do. Like, I cannot get close enough to get to his inside on corner exit. I'm not catching him in the right spot. And I try higher entry to get a good exit, and it's not working. I just followed all three of them into the wall, or all two of them. Now I'm all over the place. Now he's getting loose in the wall.
Thank you.
We got the 5 who's going to be wanting to get around us. Hopefully we don't get dive bombed, since we haven't been doing that to anybody else. Really struggling for turn off the corner now, and I'm putting more wheel into it and it's getting looser. The more wheel I put into it, because it's initially really tight. Tires are very hot. And the 5 is coming quick. At least it feels like it. Five is really driving in deep, but then losing it on exit. Each time I get to his bumper, I cannot, just can't get a run. I needed to qualify better, I couldn't. I don't know why. Got the wall again. We're all stacked up here. Maybe Mike can get underneath the 14 and then we can follow him. Sorry.
Inside,
Gosh
you're
dang
up
it.
top 3 wide. Go high. You're all clear. Clear all around.
I'm sorry, man.
All good. This is for track racing.
We have 10 to go this half hour.
I mean, I didn't even
Thanks for doing that, kid.
feel it. We didn't even gain anything. Wasn't trying to be that close. I was just trying to get a good exit, but you know, just stupid. Dumb by me. At least he's just one spot behind us still. But that got the 5 by us, so we didn't even gain the position on him. I think he was getting stacked up by the 14, Mike was, and then I just wasn't ready for it. He got into the grass, but thankfully didn't spin. Definitely was not one to do that. Still have a few laps to go, but we're not going to catch back up to the 14. Especially if I'm dragging the wall on corner entry. Dang it. Hopefully Mike can finish 12th at least. And they've wrecked. There's a couple spots. Jordan was in that, unfortunately.
You're in the top 10. Got one outside.
Slap down guy.
Still there. You're clear high. Outside.
Well,
Still there? Hold your line.
really unfortunate for Jordan there and
All
Austin.
clear, all clear.
I don't know what was going on. Maybe the lap car was clogged everything up.
5 to go at the line.
14 is just extremely loose. We're up to 9th now. Mike is up to 11th, so he's back to where he was. Five is going to run over the 14. Or the 14 is going to blow the corner. And then get loose, and 14's holding them off. I don't know if this is going to end well. We might be too close to this. It might turn ugly. We need to be in position if something bad happens.
Two to go this time by.
14 is overdriving it like crazy because he's so loose. And 5 can't get the power down because he's loose. And he's hitting the wall. Let's say 2 to go, I think, so there's not much time left.
White flag. One more
White
left
flag.
to go.
Oh. Okay. He saved it. Yeah, please don't try and pass me. About to run somebody else over. I guess I did, but thankfully he kept it together. I mean, he was so loose on entry because his tires were so heated up. But we get 9th. I can take that.
Thanks, good race, guys.
Luckily, the 5 saved it.
Great
I
race,
didn't
everybody.
dump
Good
him.
job.
Good one, Joe.
Great job,
Whew.
driver.
Awesome race there, Larry. Good win, Dalton.
Never saw
Thanks,
Connor.
man.
He's way up ahead of us. Woo, we came out of that about as well as we could have, I think. We get 1x from bumping into Mike. 92.95. Shane gets a good finish. Shane gets 5th. Connor gets 3rd. Great job. We get 9th. Austin 10th. Mike 11th. Gavin 12th. 13th for Jordan after that wreck. Matthew 14th. Brandon all the way back in 17th after making contact with the 19. We will see all that. We were right on there with tires. What was the heat? 223 on the right front. I'm surprised the right rear wasn't lit up. Probably lit up for the 5 and the 14. 14 did a good job of holding them off. Great run to Shane, man. Top 5. Very good job there. I'm happy with the top 10. I don't even think we deserve that. We should have been able to find a way to get around Mike without running him over, but I couldn't get any progress on his inside. Like every time we'd exit the corner, we'd be the same distance apart no matter what line or anything. Was not very good at making and setting up passes that race, but we survived it. Thankfully, Mike did as well. 21. Did he hit the wall? Oh. See Gavin here. This is the lap 3. Oh, he gets a little tap from the 5. He saves it. 21 jumps on the brakes to try and not run over the 9, and everyone has to slow up. That's a cool looking Coca-Cola car. 15 somehow in that. So he just goes down on the curb to avoid him and then just gets the grass and you spin. Not very, I mean, there's like no contact with anyone there, just some spins. Now, Brandon, I mean, just doing basically what I did to Mike. I mean, you make any light contact with the noses on this car and the rear ends so high up in the air, I mean, they're just getting spun. Like, there's no, you can't make any contact. And 19 just gets spun around, and that, unfortunate for him, unfortunate for Brandon. These guys are running real wide. Gonna be hitting the wall. That'll break the right front. And the 8 car, same thing, just little bumper and just sends them around. 12 caught the curb on the corner exit there. So this is the deal with, this is lap 49, all the way to 49. So the 15's a lap down. Austin's trying to avoid him. He jumps on the brakes, and Jordan just kind of runs him over. Don't think he expected him to be that slow, but he was trying to cut down and not run into the guy on his outside. Just gets into his left rear. That spins him around, and that luckily gets us 2 free spots that we probably didn't deserve. We had to go see. And then we had to go see what when we hit Mike. Like, we barely had any contact with him. I didn't feel it in my wheel at all. It's just the nose slides underneath the rear, and then I got too close. Thankfully, he somehow saves that. I was gonna back off and give it to him, but he just got so sideways, he almost spun around. Doesn't get a penalty for pit road, and somehow stays ahead of Gavin. So he just loses the spot that I was in. So that worked out okay for him, thankfully. And then that's the wreck with Austin and Jordan. Just a 2-car incident, still not very much contact, though the damage model on all these cars is broken. And then the 19's retaliating on Brandon after Brandon apologized, so that's real nice for the 19. Did not mean to do that. I did the same thing, and we had to go see when I ran into the 5 car too. Because I ran into him too. Like, he's just getting checked up. Both of them are entering the corner so fast, and their tires are just no grip, so they're sliding, so they have to like stop mid-corner to get the car to turn because they're washing up so bad. And I just ran into the back of them because I was so much quicker on the center of the corner, and then the 15 looking low. I wasn't really looking to have that happen, so I kind of threw the car down there to try and get him to back out, and he did. But we weren't going to gain anything else anyway. Tough race. We come around with just a 1X. Front half of the field is all 0X. And feel bad about getting into Mike there, but thankfully he doesn't lose much. We were behind him for a long time. I could never get a run to get underneath him. Let's look at Shane's last lap pass on that guy. So Shane's working on the trash bag car for a long time. Throwing it in there, trying to get him to get scared and wash up the track, overdrive it. It's not working. White flag's in the air. Shane backing off a little bit. 20 car washes up. That gets Shane on his inside. 20 could have had a good exit, but he gets into the wall. 20 could have stayed ahead of him had he not got the wall and got slowed down, but Shane does a good job. Gets around him. Really good run for Shane, and a great race for Connor as well. He sounded like he and Larry were racing pretty good there. But yeah, tough short track always at Martinsville. Fun ARCA car, tough combo. So we came away not too bad.